Alright, so I didn't upload the video that I took yesterday morning. I vlogged yesterday morning though, I promise. I sure did. So, that vlog should come out before this one does. It's like the shortest video because we were running late, so it was like maybe 3 minutes. I don't even think it was a 3-minute video. Just kind of an update, you know how I just be doing updates. So yeah, I might have definitely hit manic yesterday. I like so upset with myself and trying to be gentle with myself and trying to forgive myself. I dropped $60 yesterday on a hotel room, and I spent the night with my shaboopy. The first overnight that we've spent. He was supposed to come see me the day before yesterday, but it was raining and it was getting late, and I didn't want him driving late when it's raining, because it's bad enough that I have to drive. So there's that. And so it didn't work out. We weren't able to see each other. And then yesterday we had made plans to see each other, but they weren't set in stone plans. They were we're gonna see each other, we don't know how it's gonna happen or where or what time or whatever. So I got out of work at just after 7 or around after 7. And then I went to the gym. I booked the hotel while I was still at work. He was like, all right, when and where are we gonna meet? And I was like, you know what would be great? If we could have a neutral ground to go to, so that have our alone time. And he lives over here, I live over here, I work over here, there's a whole lot of distance there. So I was like, hotel here, and I just did it. And then I was like, he messaged when and where, what time, and the next thing I messaged him was, I did a thing. And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, I don't know. Maybe. And then I sent him the screenshot of everything. He was like, did you book a hotel for us? And I was like, I did. And I put it in the universe's hands, because like I said, when I go manic, what we call this term, or what we can refer to this emotion and or mental dilemma of mania, is the sudden rush of these emotions, this sudden liveliness that comes into play, it's its own kind of energy. You feel moved by, what it is that you feel moved by. And I don't know, I feel like some people talk about mania being, oh, this is bad, and for this reason, because I've noticed that when I do my manic things, I am not, thinking everything through, and in the haste of not thinking everything through, that's where problems start to arise. And in a way, it's self-sabotaging because when I don't calculate thoroughly the risk, there's the mania, there's not really thinking about that shit, and then there's the depressive, which is the retrospect, dealing with the bullshit that I put myself through when I decided to do the mania. So, like, I have become more aware of my emotions to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not feeling down anymore, and I'm feeling the not the angst. I'm feeling the rev. Let's call it a rev. I'm feeling the rev of mania. You know, I'm feeling that, like, you know, and I'm like, still, like, spiritual wise, I'm thinking, like, think about from the philosophical or the tangible, scientific way to try to distinguish what impulses, what we are led to do, as in, like, in my issues that I have with the whole mania thing is, like, how do I know that, you know, because they say everything happens for a reason, so how do I know that my mania isn't my soul's way of telling me this is what has to happen right now, regardless or not if my mania puts more obstacles in my path, or if it creates more difficulties for me, or creates, you know, that some situations that are unfavorable. I sit here and I think, like, is my mania leading me to difficult lessons that I already need to know, or I need to learn, or I need to remember from soul's perspective? And in that, by denying myself that urge to do what it is that my soul is telling me that I feel that I need to do, in denying myself that, am I still sabotaging, right? So this is something that I'm, like, trying to figure out. This is another lesson that Spirit's trying to teach me, like, ongoing. There's this ongoing lesson. There's this ongoing lesson. And so much anxiety in between. I mean, look at my lip. I just be chewing my lip because it's my anxiety. Yeah. I'm fine. Being patient, you know, with yourself. Like, and then another thing too for me, because, like, I felt the rev of my mania when I was like, here's the issue. I don't want to drive an hour out to drive another hour out. I don't want him to have to drive an hour out to drive another hour out. So I got a hotel in the middle. And it wasn't an expensive hotel. It wasn't like $100 or plus, you know, because hotels can be expensive. It was something really subtle, not very, you know, upscale at all, very small. And the only thing that really mattered was that we were together and present for ourselves, present for ourselves first and foremost, and then present for each other. And I feel like we did do that. I feel like we came together. We didn't come together. We were present with ourselves enough. We equally contributed. For example, like, I paid for the hotel, but he put, like, they needed a fucking credit card for some deposit or some shit. So he did the credit card thing. So, I mean, it didn't cost him anything, but I don't like he's paid for, you know, we went out to the movies and he paid for that. So with that being said, like I like the balance. I like that he paid for something before, which felt like an investment for me. And I could be just crocking that up, but that's how it felt. It felt like when he made those investments towards me. And at this point, I was willing to make an investment back, and I feel like we're about equal now. So I feel like waiting and choosing myself, and then right when I was like, here's the problem, felt my rev of mania, and I was put it in like my ancestors and my divine support teams, you know, hands, metaphorical hands, of course. And I was like, all right, I feel the urge to do this, found this, did this. I was like, if this goes through smoothly, I'm gonna ride this wave. And I was like, if y'all don't want me to ride this wave, if it's not in my best interest for me to act upon these feelings that I'm having at this moment, then stop it. But they didn't. So I spent the night with my Shaboopy last night. It was our first overnight, and we respected each other's boundaries. Yeah, I know. And it was kind of hard because yeah, it was. And oh boy knows what he's doing. So but we did not take place in the inter, of course, nor did we, well, that was like the big, we did do the cuddling. Oh man, there was cuddling. There was a lot of emotions and explorations of thresholds, but with respect. Like it, I kind of dig it. I kind of really dig it. So, and then like, cause like there was the opportunity, right? Like there was the opportunity. It's like, okay, should we? Cause I wanted to so bad, and he did too. And we didn't. Like, just because you want to doesn't mean that is it. Because like, I mean, I think about it like from the perspective of, if we would have, how would I have felt today? You know, would have felt like a fucking hallway or some shit. Like, and like, cause we were like really wanting to, as a whole, as a together thing. And I was like, you know, I don't know if I want to do this, because if we do, then we're going to get a lot closer. Like, and it's not going to be something that I can help. Like, once there is no barrier between us, then I'm gonna download your light codes through my root chakra, and I'm gonna know everything about you. I'm gonna know how you feel. I'm gonna know all this. I'm gonna feel this. I'm gonna feel this. And I'm not prepared for how fast we would move at that. And he heard that. and we were going to, and then we just didn't. We were like, you know what? And we didn't. And I was so proud of him. I was like, because I know he did. He wanted to. He might have wanted to more than I did, and I really did. So, and then for him to show that kind of self-control, that's daddy right there. I'm worried. And a lot of times, like when I worry about like where this is going or whatever, I get scared and stuff, it's because like, yeah, I'm scared of getting too close, scared I'm gonna get hurt again, you know, yada yada yada. So that's and I don't, no, I'm being told like by the universe, like, you can't live your life in fear, you can't live like that, you can't, you know, when, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, so that's what happened last night. I still like, I was at the gym, right, and I was like beating my ass, you know, like I was doing my arms, and oh my gosh, my arms are so sore, and I was like, bitch, did you just buy a hotel room? I was like, yes, bitch, it was me. Like, so I still kicked my ass, and I still had the self-discipline, so I was able to ground myself when it comes to that. So I'm proud of myself for that, and we'll see where it goes. I get my kids later today, so I'm only going to be at work for a couple hours, and then I'm going to be getting them babies. I gotta clean my house for real this time, and then I will see you in the next one.